you can smell this curry. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. This green curry paste is a perfect idea for meal prep. This recipe will create the portion for about 6 curries, and it comes together in about 15 minutes. So we're gonna start with the curry paste, and then I'm gonna move on and show you how to make a seafood curry with the paste that we made. Here we have whole peppercorns, green chilies. I like to use about 18 to 20, 2 serrano peppers, lemongrass, kaffir lime, ginger, shallot, coriander, turmeric, garlic, cilantro stalks, lemongrass, and then we have our liquid as well. So what I like to do is I like to add the chilies and the dry spices along with the ginger to a mortar and pestle, and I like to kind of mix them all together with the pestle to kind of awaken the oils in the chilies and in the dried spices. So after we do this, I like to add it to the Vitamix. If you don't like it super spicy, I know 18 chilies seems like quite a lot. It's really not. If you are intimidated by that number, start with less. You can add more later. Green chilies are not crazy hot. Serrano is also a lot milder, so if you want to sub some of the green chilies for another serrano, feel free. I'm gonna put about half of this in here, put the rest in, and I'll show you how I like to cut the lemongrass. So we need about 2 tablespoons. This is the kind of soft, you see how soft it is? But you never want to use these tough outer leaves. We're gonna chop this up. We need about 2 tablespoons, so this is a good job for someone that just sits in your kitchen and eats. You can give them this job. This is gonna go in, and then to that we're gonna add our cilantro stalks. I have washed these. So I like to just cut it about here, pop this all in. We're gonna add in our fish sauce, lime juice, lime zest, and then what we're gonna do is blend this up. It's going to get a little bit stuck, so that's why we have water to kind of thin it out. So when you start seeing it kind of get stuck on the sides, that's when you should start adding in your water, just enough that it starts to blend. What we're gonna do is just scrape the sides down. This recipe makes about 4 curries out of it, 4 to 5, depending how strong you like it. You don't want it to be like this. This is way too chunky. So we're just gonna keep going with the water little by little because you don't want it liquidy, you do want a paste. And the paste is perfectly smooth. And then what I like to do, spoon it in, depending on how many people are normally in your household. I like to do 2 tablespoons per little ice cube tray. And that is the perfect portion for 1 can of coconut milk or 1 curry. This is ready to go. We can pop this in the freezer. So this is a perfect option for meal prep, a weeknight shortcut that you have dinner ready in 15 minutes or whenever you feel like curry. Okay, so we have our curry all done. My favorite way to serve this curry is with mixed fresh seafood. Whatever fish is fresh. My favorite being fresh prawns, scallops, halibut. You don't have to use all 3. I like to do a little bit of each. So I have a heavy cast iron on medium-high heat. I put a little bit of grapeseed oil, toast the curry paste that we just made to kind of cook those spices just a little bit because everything was raw. So we just want to toast the paste for a couple minutes just until you smell the fragrance and it's really, the aroma is quite amazing. That's when you know we're going to move on to the next step. Halibut, often if you're going to get the fillet, you obviously are not going to put this in the curry. I like to cut it into little bite-sized pieces. Now, a lot of people do put the fish directly in the curry. That is not my preference. I find it tastes much too fishy. I don't like a fishy taste. I never like fish to be fishy. So what I do is I actually sear the fish in a separate pan and then I add it on top. So our curry is all toasty. We're just gonna add now our onion. So for our fish, I like to season it just plain salt and pepper. The curry has a ton of flavor and I don't think a rub or any other seasoning is really necessary. You can smell this curry. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. We're gonna add in our coconut milk. I love these little chicken stock pouches. This is exactly 1 cup. It's a concentrate. So I have here some fish sauce and soy sauce. It might not be necessary. I have it just in case. So when this is boiling, we'll taste it and then we'll decide if we need it from there. So I'm gonna bring this up to a boil and then we're gonna put the lid on, sear our fish, add our veg in, and then dinner is served. So we're gonna add in the rest of that. This is just 1 tablespoon of each soy and fish. And always remember to add in the hardest vegetable first. So our fish is done. It's got a really nice sear on all sides. Our fish is cooked about 85% of the way. That last 15% is gonna finish cooking when we are gonna serve the curry. The residual heat from the curry is gonna finish cooking the fish. This recipe is also great with tofu. If you're wanting to do a plant-based option, you could do all veg. I've made this just with tons of vegetables. Our carrots and our baby corn are perfectly cooked. Now is when I would sprinkle in the mushrooms. We're gonna turn off the heat, place our fish right on top, and it will keep cooking because the curry underneath is very warm. Don't worry about it not being cooked. And then to finish, fresh cilantro just on top. I urge you to take a little bit of time on the weekends or when you have a bit of extra time to pre-prepare the curry paste. It'll make your weeknight meals so much easier. It'll come together in 20 minutes or less, leaving you more time to spend with your family and friends. I hope you enjoy.